Well, good evening everybody. Welcome down to HOSS tonight for the first round of monthly leaderboard playoffs for January. It's the levels track down here at HOSS tonight. First up is the RX8s. We've got the Tier 2 drivers in them at the moment. And a little bit later on we'll have the Super Trucks. I'll have a round on those. Just had a bit of a skid before in the Super Truck. Left-hand drive, 4-speed manual. Bit of a handful round levels, but it makes it interesting racing a little bit later on these Super Trucks here at levels. But first up, it's a 5-minute qualifying for the Tier 2 drivers. Dylan Dalrymple featuring once again. We've seen him running in the Fast 8 before. Michael Pateman, Jimmy Carroll, Paul Latu, Luke McIver and Archie West, a new one here tonight for the HOSS playoffs. Adam Bell and old Ray Cotton mate. The 8th car, so Hornet's car there is Ray Cotton. He goes Dylan Dalrymple running the Corbin Spray colours. Yes, 24 Red Racing. Fastest lap so far, 1:17.5 from Dylan. First to set a hot lap. Archie West, 1:22, still getting up to the speed there in the 24 Red car. And it'll take a couple of laps to probably get the tyres, and so probably the heat in the tyres. So the third lap, which will probably be in the 5th minute, I guess, would be their fastest lap. So we'll see how that pans out. Dylan Dalrymple the fastest so far, 1:17.5. See the times come down a wee bit further than that. Have been running here all January. The RX8s and the Super Trucks on the January leaderboard to coincide with the Super Truck meeting held at levels a couple of weeks ago. But Dalrymple into the Carter's Valuation hairpin, just coming out of there, bit of a slide getting the power down through the left-handed sweep. And on the run down through the kink to reel off yet another one, a couple of purple sectors. So we'll see what he does this time when he comes down through with 2.5 minutes left. He should go a little bit quicker, a 1:15.1. So really getting to grips with it now. Dylan, let's see what Archie West can do. A 1:17.1 goes second fastest. Latu through a 17.5. Rest of them still to come through to set their fastest lap. With Michael Pateman, a 1:16.9 slots into second place. Goes Ray Cotton. Goes through in the 1:28, so obviously had a bit of drama going on there in the first sector by the look of it. Dalrymple's gone purple again in the first sector, just takes a bit of the inside curb there at the end of the back straight through John Jones. The McKissick curve here. Quite a tight wee run, and patient and get the Rapex sorted. He get a wee bit out of shape there, getting the power down. Right hand and kink hard on the brakes. Down to probably second gear. Might pick first. Second purple sector for Dylan, so looks like he's on another good lap. He comes round the left-handed sweeper, down through the kink and onto the front straight. 2 purples. 1:15 is the previous best. He's looking to go quicker, a 14.5 for Dylan Dalrymple. A couple of seconds back to Pateman. R2 with a couple of green boxes as well, so he's probably going to go a wee bit quicker. He jumps up to second, Paul to a 16.6, and then Luke McIver a 15.6. Second away from Dalrymple out there, sitting in that P1 at the moment, just on 45 seconds left in the 5-minute qualifying session. Jimmy Carroll just goes through, 1:21.3, so a wee bit of work to do there for Jimmy. Archie West is slotted into 5th place there on a 1:17.1. Out the back of Dalrymple's gone yellow in the first sector, so we probably won't see him go any quicker. Be lucky to get round for another lap too. He's up through McKissick. Get to come into the hairpin. 15 seconds on the clock. Through in time. Purple in that middle sector though. Right there through the standard sweep. Through. 2 seconds left on the clock on it. Make it. Over. Go through. 1:15.54. Dalrymple. 0.1 seconds back to Luke McIver. See what Latu can do from here. Jumps up to second at 15.02. Good lap from Paul Latu. Here goes Luke McIver. 15.6 here in third. Gets demoted by Pateman. Comes through in a 15.09. Third. A couple of drivers. Jimmy Carroll. Far flying car. Quick as he can. 1:18.6. 3 seconds quicker, but he's down there in 7th. And Adam Bell's had a bit of a shocker by the look of it. 1:41 is quickest. Yet to really bang a lap in. So Dylan Dalrymple will take pole position. 1:14.54. R2. Pateman and McIver on. Weston Ray Cotton. Third row. Bell on the third row, I should say. Then Ray Cotton and Jim Carroll off the back. 12 laps here at Levels. The first race of the new year down here at HOSS. Waiting on the lights. The RX8s. Dylan Dalrymple on that pole position. P2's normally the best line here at Levels. That being that racing line, but away they go down towards the Par & Co. S's. It looks like R2 up the inside, but have that round the corner run like Dalrymple did. R2 getting a couple of wheels out. Oh, wee bit of work going on in the background there. Who's that in the fence? Ray Cotton gets a bit of a helping hand there and ends up in the fence. He'll recover from that, but it's going to be Dalrymple from R2. McIver hard on his heels here from Pateman, who's got down to 4th. Archie West, Adam Bell, Jimmy Carroll, Ray Cotton away down the back. Through John Jones they go. McIver looking a wee bit racy on the back of R2. Through exit of John Jones there as they head up through the McKissick curve and cleared out by a dozen car lengths or so. Dalrymple making the most of the clean air. The battle going on behind there. Pateman's got Archie West all over the back of him. Down through the right-handed kink, hard on the brakes. The Carter's evaluation hairpin. The Pateman there in the Ranger Coatings car, the Will Kitching liveried car. And he's going to go wide, gets a wheel out in the grass there, lucky to keep it in a straight line. And he's got Archie West behind him. Come down to complete the first lap. So about 2 seconds out there for Dylan Dalrymple already, looking comfortable out in front. Seen him win races from out there before, and we've also seen him lose them from out there before as well. So he'll be head down, ass up, as they say. Down the back straight again. Over still in third place. Pateman there in 4th. Archie West just right behind him, half a second or so. Then a bit of a gap back to Jimmy Carroll and Adam Bell. Rain little battle. Ray Cotton, he's way off around the back somewhere. Who's just around the outside? Michael Pateman looking racy. Oh, Archie West out of the grass, backwards into the fence in the 24 red car. Right off the end of the back straight. Locked the rears up and around it come. So a bit of a shame for the young chap. We're looking out the back of Luke McIver's car towards the Pateman as they come round into the evaluation hairpin. All getting all out of shape. Pateman, he's going to come across and take out McIver. No, he's not. So once again, you've really got to blip these things on the downshift. You can just lock the rears up, as we've seen West do, and then of course Pateman just then. You've got to rev the nuts out of these rotary engines on the downshift. Stop that sort of thing happening. As you'll see, Dalrymple takes that 2 seconds over that last lap, so Latu's starting to really take a charge. He's got no one tucked in behind him. Can have all the eyes forward and not have to look in the rear vision mirror with McIver a couple of seconds further back. Dalrymple racing now down here for about 18 months, I guess. Tier 2 champion. Have seen him in the top tiers before, in the fast 8s. At the moment, out by 2.5 seconds. Oh, who's that getting all out of shape? Adam Bell, another one of the auto gas cars, tucked in behind Archie West. So 12 lap race. It's a good lap distance. Around at Levels, I guess the time comparisons nowhere near the RX-8s do go around in, but still pretty close though. So pull through 2.8 seconds over Latu. Second or so back to McIver. This is the battle at the back. There's Bell. But lost out to Archie West. He's managed to get through on him. Barrenco getting right up on that curve. It's quite steeply banked that on the simulator. It's not really that banked in real life. Not that wide anyway. Let's head down the Timberi Motors back straight. Should I say the draft line back straight it's called now, with the draft line coming on as the levels back straight sponsor. In through the John Jones corner, very fast left-hander, very easy to put a wheelie up the grass like Adam Bell did then. Battle further up, it's over. Pressure from Archie West. The Carter's evaluation happen. Here's Luke McIver. He's all over the back of Jimmy Carroll. Oh, is that getting out of shape once again? Adam Bell, I think it was. Getting a wee bit eager on the old throttle. Putting the rears up on the RX-8. This battle's still continuing. Jimmy Carroll coming under some pressure there from Luke McIver. And up the middle he goes, but can he keep it there? Gets a bit of a slide on, gets all out of shape. This will give draft line, should have given the draft line car a bit of a run up the inside, but he ran wide as well. And there was no way through. Carroll tucked in behind Luke McIver still. Archie West there in the red and white car. Trying to catch up on the back of these two. A good wee 4-car battle sort of going on there. Adam Bell just trying to hang on to the back of these three. Oh, getting out of shape. Jimmy Carroll managing to hang on to it though. Someone else off in the background. It's Adam Bell again. He's having another shocker. Oh, coming together there. Archie West into the back of Jimmy Carroll. Might have to be a replay on that after the race, I think, but he might have got a helping hand there. Really going to affect either of their positions. Moment. West new to the competition, making the playoffs for the Tier 2 night tonight. 6 laps down, still a long way to go. There's your leader. 4.5 seconds, Dylan Dalrymple. Doing it easy out in front. Down the draft line back straight. Latu's still doing a good job hanging on to second. He's not under any pressure either. He's 4 seconds further back, and then it's another further 10 seconds back to Luke McIver there in 4th place. So a long way back behind the leader. Oh, who's that out of shape? Is that Latu? Latu, I just put the mockers on him, just saying he had 4 seconds. And obviously had a moment off the end of the back straight there, ended up on the inside fence. So I don't know how he done that. There's Pateman, is it also too, having a moment through the Pissick curve. The Pateman up to second now, 9.5 seconds off the leader. Latu's just a couple of seconds further back trying to recover from that situation. He did that all himself. He had 4 seconds in front of him, 4 seconds behind him. He was under no pressure and lost it all on his own. So he's sitting back in 3rd now. Luke McIver just 4 seconds further back there in 4th. McIver there. See what his line's like through here. Pretty good. One's getting a wheel up on that very high curve there. He'll get a hammering later on in the trucks. Archie West sitting there in 5th place. Could be reasonably happy with that at the moment, I would say. 5th place, first up. And not forgetting another reverse grid race straight after this one. Here's Jimmy Carroll all on his lonesome in the draft line car. Involved in a couple of incidents there just earlier in the race. A nice slide on. Oh, he goes out of the grass. Too much of a slide on there for Carroll. And off the end of that back straight. runoff there. If you do come off, if you go straight off the end of the back straight, there's not really any runoff. You hit a gravel trap and then the wall, but if you sort of get halfway around the corner and then have a lose, it sort of puts you off in that different trajectory, so you don't end up in the fence. Leave that one out the hard way. Archie West now on board with them, coming down the end of the front straight into the Par & Co. Quite a wide. Oh, he's looking in his mirror as the guy in front. He's going to lose it. West should go up there. Oh, West is going to collect him on the way through. There's not much he could do about that. A couple of big tank slappers going on from Luke McIver. And Archie just bided his time, but in the end he come back across in front of him. But up to 4th place now. That's good. A long way to go up in front to catch up to Latu, though, who's a bit of a hand grenade with the pin out. Oh, who was that? That's Pateman. Pateman's had a bit of a moment. Not too sure whether him and Latu had it coming together there or not. But Pateman, so they reversed them positions again. Latu back up to 2nd. Pateman 3rd. And I'll tell you what, Archie West probably won't be too far away either in 4th place. There he goes there. And not too far up in front of him should be Michael Pateman, a second or two in front, trying to get the power down. And around into the Powder's valuation here, and all the brake rotors there glowing. Another one with a bit of a slide there, Adam Bell. Gets a bit messy in the second auto gas entry. The Dalrymple's doing it easy as you like it at the moment. He's on board with Adam Bell. It's a Jimmy Carroll up in front who's been in the wars a bit. And he might get in the wars a wee bit more now with Adam Bell coming up behind him, because who knows what can happen as we come down through the kink onto the front straight. Keep it nice and tight in there by those tyres. Come down and brake just before the 100 metre board. He's going to have a wee look up the inside, but can he stop it? Oh, looks like he's got the job done, Adam Bell. Carroll might have another go up the inside into the hairpin. Into the Kestrel curve. But job done for Adam Bell. So, bit of a dive up the inside. Dalrymple's just lost 3 seconds of his lead in that last lap, so maybe he's had a bit of a moment too with 3 laps left to go, or 2 laps now as he comes across the stripe. He won't want to make a mistake. Back down into the Kestrel curve, or the Marshall Transport Sweeper as it's known now. The naming rights have changed around levels in the last year or two. Be called Kestrel for many years, this corner, or as long as I can remember. And then I think a couple of years ago now they changed it to Marshall Transport Sweeper, so bit of a mouthful there. And then Timaru Motors back straight is now the draft line back straight, so Kitchi obviously got a bit of coin out of the old pocket, sold a couple of gearboxes no doubt, and sponsors the draft line back straight. Oh, who's that? Pateman again out in the weeds. Did well to keep it straight, and still hangs on to that 3rd place. They'll come round, should get the last lap board next time through. It's all been Dylan Dalrymple at the moment. West still hanging on to that 4th place. He is there. It's McIver, he's running the BCRC mods car. Oh, he's getting a bit wide into the hairpin too, but late on the brakes and having another lose there, McIver. He's had a couple of pretty sloppy laps during the race. Looked pretty good earlier on when he was running about 3rd or 4th. Now sitting down there in 5th place. Adam Bell. No one around him now. He's managed to clear away from Jimmy Carroll quite nicely. And last lap is out. Last lap board's out for them. Just sure where our race leader is. Oh, getting all out of shape, Adam Bell once again, and they're going to just clip the fence as he... Oh, who's that? Jimmy Carroll also getting into trouble. Some of the tyres will be starting to go off a wee bit. Who's this? Ray Cotton might get a spot back with a lap to go in the Buzzing Hornets car. He does. He goes up a spot, Ray. He probably wasn't expecting that. So here goes the race leader though. come through and take the race win. Great stuff from Dylan Dalrymple. Goes the next battle. Michael Pateman tucked in behind Archie West. Archie West up to second. So what happened to Pateman? He's had another moment. So Archie West has gained a couple of spots. So up to third. The last lap now. So yeah, still looking good for Dylan Dalrymple. Doesn't matter how you look at it. 12 seconds over Latu. Getting a wee bit out of shape. Michael Pateman trying to get the power on the last lap. He wants that third place back, but Archie West sitting there at the moment. Had a good strong second half of the race for young Archie. And looking to get a podium in his first race, which he pretty stoked about that. Not all over yet though. Here goes the race leader. Comes down through the kink and onto the front straight. He's going to take the race win, Dylan Dalrymple, by a good 12 seconds. Out in second, and here comes Paul Latu, who's managed to gather it all up and hang on to it and kick the pin in the grenade for a wee bit longer. And comes through, will take second place. Here's a battle for third and fourth. And Pateman get him on the line, and he's a good run out of here. He got a wee bit out of shape mid-corner there. He's not going to be able to do it from there. And West should come through and take third place. Great drive from the young guy. First up, it's a podium. And Pateman will come through in fourth. McIver coming through there in fifth in the end. They running third or fourth early in the race. And it'll be a wee way further back to Adam Bell. Here he is there in the second of the auto-esque entries. In a sixth place, which, well, didn't finish eighth. And an offs he had, he probably should have. Then we got the old Holden mate Ray Cotton in that seventh. The Buzzing Hornets car, run by Billy Manson, his colours. And Jimmy Carroll, the draft line car, will come through for eighth place. So a good race win to Dylan Dalrymple. Latu second and West third. So we'll reverse them up. Jimmy Carroll, Ray Cotton off the front row. Adam Bell, Luke McIver on the second row. And Pateman and West. Latu and Dalrymple with it all to do off the back. 12 laps, so it's a long race. And we'll see if there's any carnage down at Par & Co. First time up. So the lights are out. We're away. A bit of a slow start there from Ray Cotton. He was just putting one of his tail rollies out. And down to the first corner. 3 wide doesn't sort of work. And who's added the side? Was that, I think Adam Bell it was. In the wars once again. He was into the side of Ray Cotton. And it's still going on. A little bit further back. Oh, there goes Jimmy Carroll in the draft line car getting dished out straight away out of the Marshall Transport sweeper. But it's Luke McIver's got his nose in front from Ray Cotton. Michael Pateman's just got his nose in front as they come down to the braking zone. Cotton should find the McIver around the outside. He done much on-track racing around levels. I wouldn't think Ray Cotton. No, that's the best way around there, is around the outside. So it's McIver leads from Pateman, then Cotton. Archie West up to fourth already. And it's Dalrymple, who's had a good start there from eighth up to fifth already. Adam Bell and Jimmy Carroll, another couple of shockers, those two. Oh, he's so late on the brakes. West just gives Ray Cotton a bit of a serve. And then he goes up the inside of Michael Pateman as well. And McIver from the lead. I don't think he was involved in any of that. He must have just done it all on his own. But straight away from fifth on the grid up to a first, Archie West. And it's Pateman from Ray Cotton, who's still managing to hold it together, but he's coming under. Oh, he's at the background. They're all getting out a wee bit out of shape. Archie West had to take to the grass, and in the background it's Pateman and Cotton going hammer and tongs at it again. So Pateman have all been involved in a wee bit of argy-bargy tonight, probably except Dylan Dalrymple, who was up to second already from eighth on the grid on lap 2. Archie West is probably looking in his mirrors, not expecting to see Dylan Dalrymple not too far back. take just a couple of seconds off R2. Finds himself in third place. Ray Cotton's luckily to be sitting in fourth after that. Caused a bit of a log jam through Castrol Sweeper, and a couple of cars are heading that off there. So it's Archie West, second and a half now. They come into the Carter's valuation hairpin. Keep it tidy, it's a story. But Dylan Dalrymple, he's a seasoned pro, I guess, now down here at HOSS, being a Tier 2 champion. And we have run this levels track before previously, so he'll know the track layout pretty good. Down into the braking zone. Rupar and Co. Down into, he's got a wee bit tighty in the back there. You can see a wee bit of a lose, but he managed to gather it up. But Dalrymple's got a run on up the inside, and they'll go side by side down the back straight. Two of them, bit of argy-bargy halfway down the back straight. We should try and keep it there on that outside line and break a wee bit later. But he's pulled in the inside, done the crossover, and try come back up the inside. If he can hold it there, this will be pretty good. But Dylan Dalrymple going to come out the other side in the lead, but it's not all over. West up the inside too, but into McKissick Curve, just to try not to get. No, it's a long race. It's only third lap, and he's always getting a wee bit out of shape. Here we go. He was keen to catch up. He's going to go down 2 or 3 spots. In fact, he might go down a couple more than that as he tries to gather it up. But as I say, it's a long race. He's got time to come back from that. So Adam Bell now finds himself in third place. Lee Cotton there. Buzzing Hornet sitting in fourth. Archie West in fifth. So not too bad for him at the moment. He can still find a way back from there, as he's still on the grass again. Fourth lap, so Dalrymple finds himself in front already, 3 seconds back to Latu. Here goes to Jimmy Carroll, having that early issue on the first lap. Looking for just a nice safe drive is all you need really, with whatever else is going on around you. Pateman there at the back of the pack. Down the draft line back straight. Dalrymple out to 3.5 seconds, and just slowly that leader's gathering. There he is there, going through McKissick Curve. Got to be quite patient through there and don't get on the old throttle too early. Keep it flat through the wee right-hander and then hard on the brakes. Down the second, maybe first, depending on your preference. Through this left-handed sweeper. It's one of my favourite parts of the track, that corner, the left-handed sweeper, down through the kink, which used to be a problem through there many years ago at the levels track. It had a big hole in the middle there. Big hollow, used to unsettle a lot of the cars. Look at that, Dylan Dalrymple, 1:13.79. Oh, Adam Bell overcooked it, trying to catch up with his old mate Paul Latu. Ray Cotton's coming through too, just taking it nice and easy, finds himself in third. And he might go down another one here too, Adam Bell, because here comes Luke McIver's got a bit of a run. So probably a wee bit twitchy in the front end. You get a wee bit of oversteer, understeer. They're pretty hard to keep on that sort of knife edge balance, these things. And McIver in 5th place at the moment. Archie West just in the background there in the red and white car. And only lap 5, so got a wee bit of catching up to do there, the young fella. But either way, be happy with his podium in race 1. Moment. Dylan Dalrymple should really be in the fast 8, so he's on the verge of it, I guess. And another fastest lapper, 1:13.7. Looking nice and smooth through there. Uses some of the curb, just enough to get those right-hand wheels over the top of that. Otherwise, it'll throw you out into the grass. So you just got to ride it up to the top. And doing that quite nicely was Dylan Dalrymple. Down this long back straight. Probably go past the 100 metre board and then hard on the brakes, you'll see there. Down to third. keep it wide and then hit that apex on the inside. Don't run too wide on that exit. We're up in there, he's looking nice and smooth. Nice controlled slide there, just scrubbing off a bit of speed. And you're using a bit of the scrub to turn the car around the corner. Hard on the picks. Not using too much the inside of the track there. Dylan Dalrymple just keeping things nice and composed. Running it out to the line. Just stretching that lead. He up to 9 seconds now. Over Paul Latu. Paul Latu got his ponytail well pinned back tonight. A couple of rubber bands and a couple of clips. Hope he took his 50 keys off the side of his Levi's jeans. Otherwise it could be a bit painful in the driver's seat there for Paul Latu. Ray Cotton 5 seconds further back from Latu. And Adam Bell, he's 3 seconds further back, so Ray Cotton's out in his own. There he is up there in the yellow and black car. Archie West on a bit of a comeback. You can see the cars up in front. He's still got 5 laps left to go. He was running 5th about the same time in the race previous, and then a couple of other guys had issues. On board with them here. Oh, who's that? Just saying that, wasn't I? Having a bit of a, that was Ray Cotton. Trying to roll a dart around the corner and lost the old zigzags. Oh, and that's draft line car having another spin. Jimmy Carroll through McKissick. Driver goes through, goes up to 6th. Well, Archie West up to 4th now. It'll stay off those curves a wee bit. You see, just caught a bit of the inside curve and just threw the car sideways a bit. You lose a wee bit of speed doing that, and you can go all the way around, obviously. Looking pretty good through Power & Co. Both drivers there looking nice and tidy on that curve on the exit. Down the draft line back straight. Archie West in the 24 red car, and the Buzzing Hornets car there of Ray Cotton in 5th. Dalrymple out to 10 seconds now over Latu with 4 laps left to go. Ray Cotton getting it all locked up. That's what I mean by not giving it a wee blip on the downshift. You can't just go from 4th to 3rd and not giving it a blip. You lock the rears up, around you go. You've really got to give them a real good rev up before you take your foot off the clutch. Stop that happening. West. 4 seconds now back to McIver, so he's got a nice wee gap there. Doesn't have to look in the mirrors. Down and ass up. Down through the right-handed kink and onto the front straight. 3 laps left to go. Race leader. Down the end of the back straight. Nice wee slide going on there. Into the Gerald McKissick curve. This curve here wasn't what it was supposed to be when that track was first built. It was supposed to be a little bit further back. Wasn't supposed to be a curve. There's supposed to be a wee straight in there as well, and be a more of a square box sort of section corner. Fella Dave Morrison did a lot of work when they extended the track there on the dozer and the scraper. And I'll just show you as these 2 cars here come up in the McKissick curve. We come up into here on the exit, the entry here, and it was supposed to go straight here and back into where the bankers was supposed to be where the track was, and then squared up and then come back into the hairpin. It wasn't supposed to be a big curve. It was supposed to be a couple of 90-degree corners there. And one night Gerald McKissick went out there and actually shifted the pegs before the crew come in to prep the rest of it. And that was later confirmed when Karen Padden and the South Canterbury Car Club team got all the ground out there tested, and they could tell that where the bank is, where the track was supposed to go. That's where it's all been compacted up with certain materials. So a bit of a story behind the McKissick curve there. Archie West down the back straight. Still a long way back from Adam Bell, so Adam Bell's managed to gather himself up. And we're excited for the first competition of the year. Couple of new drivers here tonight, getting a wee bit sideways out in the grass. Keep it straight, come back on the track. It's a story. Lost a few seconds though, the tyres will still be a bit slippery. Round through McKissick. There'll be a lap to go after this one, completion of this. And now he's got to start protecting that fourth place. So get about Adam Bell or Latu. Unless they can make any sort of huge mistake, you have to settle for that fourth if he can. There's the race leader. He's way down John Jones Steel now. Getting that wee slide on just to get the front of the car pointed around the corner a wee bit better. Then get better drive out onto that wee straight. That's what that wee slide's all about. Just helping with the turn in. Otherwise you can't get a lot of understeer. So there's Michael Pateman tucked in behind Ray Cotton, who ran third for a good distance, then had a bit of a brain fade, and running down there at 6 at the moment. Michael Pateman running the Ranger Coatings colours. Down into John Jones they go. Could be battle towards the back. Jimmy Carroll's a mile back from them. Couple of shocker races for... Oh, he's getting out of shape, Ray Cotton. He's going to go in the infield there on McKissick. Just couldn't quite handle the old left hand, the first left-hander in. Kyver in fifth. Going to chase down Archie West with one lap left to go for those guys. They'll get the last lap board this time. BCRC Mods car there of Luke McIver. Luke's a relative newcomer down here at HOSS. He's been featuring for, I guess, the last 4 or 5 months down here at HOSS, and coming on quite good in his racing. On board with them at the moment as we chase Archie West down the draft line back straight. As I say, it's a long straight down here. Run it all the way down deep past the 100 metre board. And it's pretty much like that in real life too. If you break at the 100 metre board, you sort of really got to give it another squirt to get down to the corner. And here comes our race leader. And he'll take the race win again. 2 from 2 for Dylan Dalrymple. And he's doing a Steve Parker down there at the end of the back straight, end of the front straight. And here comes Latu. Takes second place. Another good showing from him. Adam Bell finally sorts his shit out. He's going to finish on the podium. Then it'll be Luke McIver. Long way back, here's Luke McIver now. Here's Archie West gone. He's dropped down to 6, so he's had a moment in that last half a lap. Pateman's managed to get through on him up to 5th. 6th, I should say. Archie West down to 7th. Up to 6th again. Because there goes Jimmy Carroll. He's jumped out of the seat. And then Ray Cotton will be the last man across the line there in the Buzzing Hornets car. So Dylan Dalrymple 2 from 2. Latu, Adam Bell in the Luke McIver, your top 4. So good stuff there from the Tier 2 drivers. We'll have a short break and we'll be back very shortly with the Tier 1s or the Fast 8s. Morgan Dorr, the old super sub from a couple of years ago. Here in the main game, Andrew Bruce, so too the fastest ringer at HOSS. Braden Carroll, former Tier 2 champion, Braden Carroll. Billy Rowley, another one does a lot of sim racing, not just down here but also at home. Mark Lister, a relatively newcomer. Mark, then another new one to the racing tonight, making his appearance in the fast dates. Corbin Winter, young fella, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes tonight. And I was pretty impressed with what I've seen of him down here one night. See how he goes. All the fast guns. Dallas Redhead, the old hand grenade. Another one of the hand grenades. There's quite a few of them here tonight, I tell you. And Blair Gabbardy's the man who took out the trophy for the most F-bombs last year. No doubt we'll probably hear a few more tonight as they come out for a 5-minute qualifying session. Everyone pretty keen to get out there and get their lap in, not be hanging back and giving themselves a bit of clear air, that's for sure. And you'll probably see a couple of them might try and do that. Mark Lister there in the HOSS car. They are relatively newcomer. HOSS probably featured 2 or 3 months Tier 2 racing. Billy Rowley there in one of the Auto Gas 24 red cars. Lister goes wide already. But everyone just trying to jostle for a bit of space there on the track. Like only 5 minutes here at Levels Raceway, wherever you are around the world. It's a 2.4 kilometre track, through New Zealand. And if you can share the link with all your mates, it'll be all good too. More the merrier. But ones to watch, obviously Billy Rowley, Andrew Bruce. He's probably spent half of last week down here trying to get a lap in. Lap 100. And Braden Carroll also too, when he's on fire, he can surprise as well. So it'll be interesting, and then we'll just see where young Corbin Winter fits in all of this. So Blair Gabbardy's another one of the relative newcomers. It's good to see quite a few of the newer names in there. I think the old heads will be Braden Carroll, Morgan Dorr, and probably Dallas Redhead, Andrew Bruce. Oh, who's that off? Someone off there in the Buzzing Hornets car. 123, so get really to set the fastest lap. That's the out lap, obviously. 123. It's like these three are be holding themselves up probably more than anything. Morgan Dorr there in the HOSS car. A couple of the HOSS cars in there tonight. He's in the purple one. Was Brendan Nichols, who's probably home watching Coronation Street with an Earl Grey in these dressing gown and slippers. He'd probably call that magenta. So Corbin Winter goes to the top after the first of the hot laps. Oh, who's that getting all out of shape, crunching the old diff on the on that big rip and strip I was talking about earlier. But Corbin Winter, 1:15.7 is the quickest time so far. Andrew Bruce of 16.6. And we did see Dylan Dalrymple do a 13.4 or something, or 13.1 even, in the Tier 2. So we should see these times come down. Redhead slogged into third, Rowley fourth. Rest of them still yet to set one. Rowley's gone purple in the first sector though. We can see how he goes. He's obviously in another one of the HOSS entries tonight. With them in the field. Corbin Winter's just done the fastest second sector. Oh, is that Billy Rowley? Is it getting all... Morgan Dorr, I should say, getting all out of bloody shape there in the HOSS car. A couple of them come down across the line. And let's see, Billy Rowley, a 13.7, goes to the top. These two cars just lost a lap. Probably trying to race one another more than anything. And both ended up out in the grass. Here goes Redhead, currently sitting fourth, even the South Canterbury Removals Jane Edgar car. Mark Lister there, sitting there in sixth place. Gabbies is in fifth. But Braden Carroll and Morgan Dorr yet to set a fast time. Who's this with a bit of a slide on? It's Corbin Winter. That's in the Jared Pike Little Red car, the BMC number 29. But we've got Andrew Bruce slotting into second, a 15.7. Pretty close there for second and third. Billy Rowley, a 13.7 out in front. And pretty good. There's Andrew Bruce. He's in the old JPS black and gold HOSS livery car. 15.7. They had a slower first sector but had a good second sector, did Bruce. He go a wee bit quicker this time. Two cars still battling down here. Dallas Redhead's got Blair Gavinies all over the back of him. No any fastest through there. Rowley, time up. Don't think anyone else is going to go any faster. Corbin Winter comes through. That's the way it's going to be. Billy Rowley on the pole. Morgan Dorr 14.2. Braden Carroll a 14.6. Dallas Redhead a 15.3. Andrew Bruce, Corbin Winter ends up 6th on a 15. And Mark Lister and Blair Gabbity's off the back. 12-lap race for the Fast 8s for January. It levels the RX8s. Super trucks to come a little bit later on. And we've got the 3 lights. 4 lights. Waiting on the start. Away we go. Oh, slow start there on the BMC car. Not too sure who that was. I think it was Corbin Winter. Might have got off to a slow start as they come down to Parenco S's. It looks like it's Rowley going to lead. No, Rowley's lost a place, I think, to Morgan Dorr. Don't think so. No, it's Rowley. So I've got the cars mixed up. It's Rowley out in front in the Autogas car. And it's Dorr, then Braden Carroll. Good start from him. Dallas Redhead fourth, and then we've got a good 3-car wide battle going towards the rear. Got the red and white car sticking the wheels out the left-hand side. I think that was Mark Lister. 3 wide down at the braking zone. Corbin Winter, Gabbities and Mark Lister. Mark Lister going around the outside, gets a bit of a slide on, just about comes back on to Blair Gabbities. To the Ewan McKissick curve they go. And reasonably tidy for the first half a lap here from the Fast 8s, which you'd usually expect. And into the hard braking zone here, into the Carter's valuation hairpin. Drew Bruce there in the retro HOSS car sitting there in 5th place. Got Redhead in front. South Canterbury Removals car. As we look up the inside, they go down through the left-handed cake onto the front straight. Might have a run up the inside here. He's leaving the door open as Redhead down the braking zone. And Bruce will get him under brakes as they go into Parenco. And makes the pass stick, gets a wee bit out of shape though. Who's this up the inside? Corbin Winter says he wants a wee bit of it. Goes up the inside of Redhead. Now he's gone to the side of Andrew Bruce. And we'll get a run down the inside of him down the graph line back straight. Bit of a drag going on here. Andrew Bruce won't give up too easily from out wide. So see who can keep it all together down in the braking zone. Oh, bit of a touch there as they get under brakes. Winter's got the pass done though. Made it stick up to 4th place. Getting out in the dirt there once again. I think that was the yeah, that is him, isn't it? Corbin Winter. Oh, getting a wee bit messy here towards the rear, and round he goes. Must have had a lose in front of the 3 cars behind, and the best place to have a spin there in the BMC contracting car. Lucky it's only lap 2 though, and you got a few hand grenades up in front of you there, so early on. And with Andrew Bruce, he's probably one of the most experienced guys some races in this race. He wasn't going to give up lightly, that's for sure. Down in the braking zone. Redhead, then Lister, the magenta HOSS car. Gabarty's in the 24 red car. He's a bit of a loose cannon there too. I'd be looking in the mirrors if I was Mark Lister. And down the draft line back straight for lap 3 of 12. Someone having a bit of a whinge over the shoulder there. Not too happy about something. Oh, who's that getting out of shape? That's Mark Lister. Lock those rears up once again. And that'll just be, that comes down to pedal work, I would say. You got to do the heel and towing and giving the old heel a real good push to the floor, get the revs up in the old fuzzy B under the bonnet. Otherwise, as you can see, it's easy to lock the rears up. Andrew Bruce sitting there in 4th place at the moment. He's accustomed to being up there in the top 2 or 3 when he's on song. And every now and again he's also accustomed to being way down the back too, and he has a bit of a meltdown some nights. But just loves his sim racing. Fastest ringer down here at HOSS, Andrew Bruce. So it's Billy Rowley, not by much so. After 4 laps, just under 2 seconds the gap. First to second, and then Braden Carroll's in the act as well. Not too far away, it's a long way back then to Andrew Bruce. Here's Morgan Dorr. Got Braden Carroll and the Buzzing Hornets. Looking pretty racy in behind. It's a nicely controlled slide going on there from Braden, just to, as I say, bring that front of the car around a wee bit. Especially through that tight stuff into the Carter's valuation hairpin. Morgan Dorr just under the 2 seconds back from Billy Rowley. Here's your 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Definitely keeping things nice and clean on the track, these guys. Full concentration. It might be sim racing, but mentally these guys will be focused on what they're doing. Still changing gears, you're still using the clutch, still using the brake, keeping your eye on the track in front. Know about it after 12 laps, that's for sure. So Braden Carroll still keeping the pressure on, just 6/10 tucked in behind Morgan Dorr. He's 3 right on it. There's Andrew Bruce, he's another 10 seconds further down the track. And he's got Dallas Redhead trying to make the best of the situation. Just dropping a couple of seconds further back, then another couple back to Gabarty's. Then Corbin Winter. Mark Lister having that big wheel lock up into the back straight. Sitting down there in 8th place, further 5 seconds back. So as you'd expect with the fast 8s, not as much action as what you normally get in the tier 2s. Guys are pretty onto it. And the wheel out in the grass there, Braden Carroll. He'll be trying just to, even though he's got plenty of time up his sleeve. Fastest lap, Billy Rowley, 1:13.1. It's around about the same time we've seen Dylan Dalrymple do in the tier 2. Oh, who's that? That's Andrew Bruce. Maybe working up a bit of a head of steam, no doubt. Hear anything coming from over in that direction? In fact, everyone's been pretty quiet tonight, bar a slight whinge over the left shoulder. But Blair Gabarty has surely learned his lesson from last year. Might see that rear his head a wee bit later on. So 6 laps down of 12. Morgan Dorr still got Braden Carroll with that wee slide in behind him. We lose a couple of car lengths here, Braden Carroll. Just over slid it a wee bit. Here's Corbin Winter. Got Andrew Bruce tucked right in behind him. Who's that? Braden Carroll. Is he at a moment? He was right on the back of Morgan Dorr. He has. He's dropped it back 8 seconds. So he's had a big one there, Braden Carroll. Just about having another one there as he drops a wheel off the end of the curb. Here's Andrew Bruce there.
He's sitting down there in 7th. A bit of a recovery mission from him with Gavities and Winter up in front of him. 5 laps left to go. Down through Power & Co. Corbin Winter, the BMC contracting car, that's normally the livery of Jared Pike. 24 red car there of Blair Gavities. So Carroll's still hanging on to 3rd place. He'll might be looking in the mirror. Dallas Redhead's still 6.5 seconds down the track. Looking and sounding pretty good, the RX-8s. Like Howard needs to get the old lawnmower out and whip those daisies out. Probably asleep up in the tower half the week. Billy Rowley goes quicker, a 1:13.08, couple of tenths quicker. Really not buttoning off. There goes Andrew Bruce having another one. Coming out of the hairpin. Still Rowley by 3 seconds now. He's just eked out a second over Morgan Dorr, who's probably just eased up a wee bit now, knowing that Braden Carroll's had that big off behind him. Not under any pressure at all. Redhead, there's Winter there, up to 5th now. The Gavities must have had a moment. Gavities back there in the red and white car. Now Winter trying to chase down Dallas Redhead. This is a long time competitor down here. Well, man from Borneo. Got a beard down to his knees just about. Better have to tie that up out of the way. Looks like plant who's, well, up round through Kissick Curve. As I was saying, if you missed it earlier, that McKissick Curve wasn't supposed to be in that configuration when it was track was being laid out, when they extended the track back in the 80s, 86 I think it might have been. And Dave Morrison, a very close friend of mine, he did a lot of prep work up there. He used to work for Ministry of Works, and he made a scraper and a dozer disappear off a job site for a few months. He ended up out at Levels when he was forming the track out there. And then one night before the surface crew come in, Gerald McKissick went out there and shifted a few of the pegs and made it one big curve. It was supposed to end up being like a box section in there, and actually where the embankment is on the last part of the track, that was where the track was supposed to be. Supposed to go into 290s. We'd see them coming into the round the back straight here. We stick with them, just watch them. They'll come up to this left-hander, and it was supposed to go straight ahead into a wee straight, into a 90 degree here, then another wee straight, and then into another 90, back to where that bank is. But Gerald come in and change, as I say, move some pegs. And I've always told Karen Patton the story of that, and she hit me up one time a couple of years ago. She said, you know that story you told me about Gerald? And she says, you were right, because they just checked the ground up there, and they could tell how hard the ground was under the bank where it was supposed to actually go. A wee story behind it. So a couple of laps left to go for the race leader. 4.5 seconds over Morgan Dorr. 6 seconds back to Braden Carroll. It's Dallas Redhead starting to get the old pin halfway out of the grenade. Go down the back straight, hanging on to it with grim death as he comes up the inside as Corbin Winter. Going to be a good duel down in the braking zone. And it's Redhead's just got his nose in front. And normally that'd be the quickest line. He's going to have a bit of a lose there with a lap and a bit to go. Winter might have to redress that or just back out of it. So he's managed to hang on to it, but letting his intentions known there, the young fella, on one of the old wily veterans. And round through McKissick they go. Back through this wee right hand to keep it nice and flat through there, and then hard on the brakes. Have a wee sniff up the inside. Winter gives him a wee love tap, but still got the inside line though. His Redhead comes across and he gives as good as what he gets. and hangs on to that fourth place. These two starting to hold themselves up a bit now as Gavity's eyes are starting to widen up a wee bit. The old knuckles get a wee bit whiter with a lap and a bit left to go. He's only just under a second further back from this battle. Here's the race leader out in the zone, the big fella Billy Rowley. So it goes to show you the old sim racing, you don't have to be an athlete, that's for sure. And Billy Rowley leads the way, 5.5 seconds from Morgan Dorr. The old super sub from a couple of years ago, he sort of filled in on a couple of the competitions here and there, showed up on a drive. Battle still continuing though. Winter all over the back of Redhead, coming around into the here, getting a wee bit out of shape. Redhead, there we go, he's pulled the pin out again and thrown it out the window, just like that. And he's going to go back down to 7th. So he was 3rd. And look at that. Winter finds himself, he was 4th rather. Now Winter finds himself in 4th. He's 18 seconds or so further back from Hayden Carroll. Leah Gavity's still got the eyes wide open back there in 5th place. Starting to close up. Last lap board out for these guys. The run up to Marshall Transport Sweeper. Oh, and who's that? Mark Lister from 8th place at the back, having another spin. There's the race leader coming into the hairpin for the last time. Looking to make it a lights to flag victory pretty much for Billy Rowley. Comes out of the left-hand sweeper. And Mark Lister still trying to gather himself up to go down a lap as he goes Rowley through for the race win. And go back to Morgan Dorr. Way back. Comes through for 2nd. Comes Braden Carroll, who's gone down to 4th because Mark Lister's come through in 3rd. So Carroll's dropped down on that last lap to 4th. Alright, now the list keeps changing around a wee bit. We'll wait till they're all across the line. Here's Corbin Winter, and I think 5th place. Gavity's will come through in 6th. No, up to 4th. See, the times are going down. So there we go. But no doubt about the race leader, that's for sure. Billy Rowley, Morgan Dorr, Braden Carroll, Corbin Winter ends up 4th in the end to go be 3rd. Then Gavity's Andrew Bruce, Dallas Redhead, and Mark Lister. So that's the first race for the fast eights. We'll reverse them up now. It'll be Lister and Redhead off the front row, then Bruce, Gavity's on the second row, Winter, Carroll, and Dorr and Rowley off the back row of the grid for the reverse grid for the fast eights for the month of January here at Levels. And we'll see how busy it gets down here at Power & Co. Waiting on the lights, and we're away. South Canterbury removals car, Dallas Redhead getting the power down as they head down towards Power & Co. First up, who's going to lead them through? Going to be Mark Lister as it comes out the other side in front. Then it's Redhead getting a tyre up there is Corbin Winter up to 4th, so not a bad wee start. Up to 3rd now, the BMC car. Down the, she's all going on down towards the back. That's Andrew Bruce again. Morgan Dorr's involved in there too. The Blair Gavity's, and there might have been a couple of F-bombs come out there, not 100%. They're coming from all direction, but it's going to be Mark Lister leads them through from Redhead. Winter up to 3rd, and Rowley off the back row of the grid up to 4th already. And so good start from him. Too sure if he was involved in anything. But on board with Billy Rowley up through the McKissick curve. We'll stick with this for a minute. We'll turn it up. Have a listen to this. Yeah, this is the RX-8s on board with Billy Rowley. We dive up the inside of Winter. Didn't quite make it stick though, getting a wee bit out of shape. We try and get him up the inside as they come up towards the Marshall Transport sweeper. Gets his nose up the inside really. Bit of a touch with Winter, but gets the pass made. Down and good the RX-8s as they wind down the back straight. Mark Lister still leads from Dallas Redhead. Billy Rowley now up to third. Braden Carroll's managed to get through on Winter. Or has he? Still side by side. Winter still hanging on up the inside there, going through into McKissick. Carroll had to pull out of it. With the battle for fourth and fifth, that's Redhead getting a wee bit out of shape with Billy Rowley in behind him. Be the old love tap, no doubt. Out of the Carter's valuation hairpin, still Lister doing a nice tidy job out in front. Someone going slow in the background, I think that was. Might have been Andrew Bruce again. Having a bit of a shocker tonight, the big fella. Down to reel off lap number one. And look at this battle going on here. Having a wee look up the inside, Billy Rowley on Dallas Redhead. Bit of a love tap between the two of them. They'll be making eyes at one another all night. Now that starting to have a bit of a touch up. And look who's in behind there, Braden Carroll. Will try and get his nose up the inside of one of them. It's going to be three wide as they head down the draft line back straight. And it's still Rowley up to second now. Redhead down to third. Carroll, he might try the old late breaker up the inside there. Braden Carroll in the Buzzing Hornets car. Getting a wee bit out of shape there is Dallas Redhead. The old hand grenade's gone again. And going to lose a few spots down to sixth. And too busy looking in the mirrors, I think. Just getting out a wee bit wide into the grey stuff, the dirty part of the track. And they couldn't hang on to it. So Rowley, there he is there, up to second. Mark Lister still sitting there in first place. Carroll in third. Looking for another strong result. Rowley gets out in the grass there in the Buzzing Hornets car. Lucky to hang on to it though, Braden Carroll. And there's Billy Rowley. Two cars there with the auto gas colours. Starting to put a bit of pressure on the back of Mark Lister. Can he prevail? How defensive is he going to go? He should come across to the centre of the track here as Rowley's starting to get a bit of a toe to head down towards John Jones Steel. He might try and duck up the inside there, Billy Rowley. And I think Lister will let him go. No use trying to hold him back. Try and go with him would be the shot. He gets a couple of wheels out in the dirt, does Lister. But doesn't lose a spot at all. As here comes Braden Carroll sliding through the entry of McKissick Curve. And not too far behind him is Winter and Morgan Dawn. Aberdeen's is at the rear of the field. Out of the Carter's valuation hairpin. Through the left-handed sweeper. It's my favourite corner on the whole track's coming out through there. And it's important to get a nice run down onto the front straight. Rowley a 13.5 fastest lap of the race. February did a 13.02, I think it was the race previous. We'll probably see him come down a wee bit, but he's coming under some pressure from Braden Carroll. He will be shortly. Carroll's managed to get through on Lister. And Lister just having quite a thinking about his race. He could either try and defend and then get knocked around a bit, get knocked out, or just let these faster guys through and try and go with them, which he's going to try and do. Tuck in behind Braden Carroll there in the Buzzing Hornets car. A couple of seconds further back, Morgan Dawn there in fourth place. Corwin Wynn to fifth, Andrew Bruce. Dallas Redhead and Blair Gavity's long way down the track. Through the wee right-hander into the hairpin. The same, probably first or second gear coming out of there. Sometimes first it isn't enough and two's too much, so depends on your preference. Down through this right-handed kink. As I was saying, that wee right-handed kink there coming onto the front straight, when the track was first joined up to the old part of the track, it had an enormous big dip in there, and it caused many a crash over the years, and has since been fixed after a lot of whinging from a lot of people that had been into the opposite wall. So on board with Rowley. See where he brakes. He's way past the 100 metre board, down to third gear. Wee bit of a slide to Halbert turn, and up to here. You see those tyres there on the entry. They aren't there in real life. They used to be there years ago, and some poor bastards used to stand in behind them, but they ended up getting them out of the way. And I think I remember Ian Munt hitting them one year in the Capri, and caused that much damage they decided to remove those tyres. It's like these ones here on the inside of the kink there, they're not there either. Down on the 100 metre board, hard on the brakes. You want to ride some of that curb and then ride the inside of this one too. If you can get that right down there, it's quite a nice wee section there, the Parnco S's. Fastest lap of the race, Braden Carroll, first one into the 12s, a 12.8. First 12 we've seen all night. He's on fire with 2 seconds up the road. It's Billy Rowley up in front. That's the gap from first to second. Stay on board with Braden for a bit. You see he's getting on the power nice and early before he even gets around the corner. You can also hear what I mean by revving the nuts out of the thing on the downshift. Hard on the brakes, down to second. Nice tidy line from Carroll. Looks like he's got a wee bit closer just on that last half a lap. Looking very strong there in that Buzzing Hornets car. 2.5 seconds behind Rowley. There's another couple of 3 seconds back to Morgan Dorr. He's doing quite a consistent job. A wee bit of a slide there on the entry. But looking pretty sharp at the moment. Braden Carroll really in the groove. No pressure from behind. Just got to concentrate on the rear bumper of Billy Rowley up in front. Quite a big bumper at the moment, I can tell you. Mark Lister got back to 4th place now. He's also let Morgan Dorr through. Nice slide through the John Jones steel corner. Braden Carroll really got the thing turning where he wants it. Just using that slide just to get the front to turn around the corner a bit easier. And nice and composed, getting the power down. It's not twitching around. The gap's still about the same, about 2.4 seconds as it was previously. It's a good run down through the kink this time, does the Braden Carroll. There Gavity's down the back of the pack. He's 29 seconds off the lead. So just about a half a lap. And there goes Braden Carroll using all that curb. You don't want to put a wheel over the side of that. We've seen one of the Tier 2 guys just about do a gearbox and a diff and a whole lot getting up on that. That gap around that 2.5 second mark, so these two pretty much matching each other for lap times. Not much in it. And in fact, Corbin Winter getting very close to the back of Mark Lister, just 3 tenths in behind, so he's looking to get another 4th placing. So 3 laps left to go. For the fast 8s, for the reverse grid race. Rowley started off the rear of the grid, and it only took him 2 or 3 laps to get to the front. Mark Lister now down to 5th, so Corbin Winters managed to get him. Andrew Bruce sitting there in 6th place, redhead. And look at that, fastest lap of the race, Billy Rowley at 1:12.8. Really going for it now. And Starting to look a wee bit untidy there, Braden Carroll. Starting to slide. Of course, it's good to slide a wee bit to get the car pointed, but you don't want to get to the point where you're scrubbing off too much speed. And as you can see by the lap times, he lost a couple of tenths down to 2.7 there. But still going pretty well there in second. Now only one mistake from Rowley, and really he's on the case, ready to get on through. 2.9 seconds the gap now. So just starting to eke out a wee bit there, Billy Rowley, starting to put a bit of pressure on. 5 seconds back to Morgan Dorr. He's got Corbin Winter now raging down with a couple of laps left to go. And just keep your eyes on that gap. It's around 2 seconds. And the young fella will have the eyes wide open. Of course, the young guys have got no fear these days. And Morgan Dorr will have to start looking in his mirrors a wee bit there from that third place. Battle's still continuing here now. Braden Carroll's got down under 2 seconds now, 1.6 with 2 laps left to go. 1.5, he's slowly eking it down. We need a nice tidy lap this time. Start putting a bit of pressure on to Billy Rowley. I know Billy Rowley's pretty composed, but he has made mistakes in the past before as well. And with a lap and a half left to go as they're going through John Jones Steel, looking pretty tidy from the top two. Both set the same lap times pretty much at 12.8. Just catches the inside curb there and just pulls the front of the car around a wee bit into that slide. And that's the gap, first to second. Not much in it. Come down and get the last lap board this time, I would say. A wee slide there from Carroll. Trying to get the power on nice and early. 1.9 seconds. They come down through the last lap board's out. That's someone on the grass on the inside. That might be Gabbity's. He's having all sorts of troubles out there. His kids must be watching tonight with no F-bombs being dropped by him tonight. That's pretty good. But it's Rowley, still leads the way. Just deep out another couple of tenths, just about 2 seconds now. Back to Carroll with a half a lap left to go. In fact, Gabbity's has jumped out of the car. He's had enough. Oh, and he's got a big slide on Braden Carroll. He's put it into fence from second. Whereabouts is Morgan Dorr? He's 4 or 5 seconds up the road. Here comes Morgan Dorr. If he's got a good run on, he may be able to get on the back of Carroll. Up to the McKissick curb. Here's Carroll here. If we go on board with Morgan Dorr, there's Morgan Dorr there. Trying to chase down Braden Carroll. Just had that moment there. So just a hairpin and a couple of corners to go. I think Carroll will be pretty safe from there. Corbin Winter not too far behind proceedings either. The second, third and fourth not too bad. As Rowley goes through, takes a race win. Braden Carroll will come through for second. Morgan Dorr will take third. Corbin Winter, good strong race there. Come through for fourth. And then be back to Andrew Bruce. And Mark Lister is going to come through in sixth. And then Dallas Redhead will be the last of the runners. Billy Gabbity's already in the pits. So congratulations, Billy Rowley. Withstood the pressure from Braden Carroll. Strong race. And excellent stuff from the Fast Eights. The RX8's going to take a short break and probably put the Tier 2s back in there. And this time it will be the Super Trucks. Left-hand drive, 4-speed manual. Will be pretty good. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a minute. Righto, welcome back to the HOSS. It's the part 2 of the evening. We got the RX-8s out of the way, and now we are going to have the super trucks. It'll be pretty interesting. These things are a bit of a handful. And a few laps in one of them before the racing tonight. Left-hand drive 4-speed manual, and like they are in real life, they're pretty hard to pull up, and you can't really blip them either because they don't rev up enough. So very easy to lock the rears, and we'll see how we go. We'll probably put them out for a quick practice before qualifying. So 5-minute qualifying. And we'll have a quick practice, I guess, or a scrub session is what the trucks call them. And yeah, 5-minute qualifying, 8-lap race, and then a reverse grid for both tiers. 4 races to come. Super Trucks, of course, had them here a couple of weeks ago at Levels. Had 10 trucks. Most of them made it through the weekend, except the last race. Looked a wee bit blustery there on the screen. That easterly breeze coming across from the sea out there off the east coast. So these are based on the Euro racing trucks. Well, look at that. Some pretty cool wraps designs going on there. So Mark Lister, Corbin Winter, Colin Dalrymple, Adam Bell, Luke McIver, Jimmy Carroll, Archie West, and Ray Cotton. Are you alright? Not too sure if any of these guys, I know Archie West and Corbin Winter won't be truck drivers, but I'm sure about the rest of them. Well, Ray Cotton, he might be a truckie, who knows? Well, he drives a Holden, I suppose that's trucking it. This one is anyway. So 5-minute qualifying for these super trucks. And as I say, 4-speed manual, you change down into the back straight to third. Rear axle locks up, and into the hairpin too. You want to see a couple of them going off already. It'll just be about managing that clutch through those sections of the track. Pretty cool to see these things around here. It's a wonder we haven't seen any of the European trucks being imported out. You know, something a bit late model. Oh, so we've had one roll already. Not sure who it was, but someone was on their side. So they've gone for a reset. 3.5 minutes. Of course, just coming around to reel off their first lap. Not too sure where we're going to sit. The super trucks, the fastest for January was Billy Rowley on a 1:17. A lot of them getting out in the grass. Just saw that Adam Bell getting into trouble. They're pretty hard to try and pull up too. So Adam Bell, that time will be deleted. By the time he brings the old bus round, probably only going to get one more lap in. So these things do go a bit quicker than 100 mile an hour down the back straight. I did notice that. I'm not too sure what sort of speeds they're hitting it into the back straight. Just looking at Dylan Dalrymple's screen as he heads down there. He's hitting 180, 185, 190 k's in the truck, so they've got a wee bit more go than what the old 100 mile an hours have. Yeah, they haven't got a limiter on these ones, so they can rev the knackers out of the thing. But here's a very important situation. You'll see second gear, he's picking third nice and early, which really you got to do. And third gear's got heaps of torque, whereas second gear has got nothing. So you go from second, revving your nuts out, not going very far, then throwing it into third, then all this torque comes on. Probably see most guys stay in third through most of it, through the whole track, using all the curb you can. Remember, being left-hand drive, a lot of these guys won't realise how wide their truck is on the right-hand side. There'll be a few wheels getting dropped out over on that grass, no doubt. As we're heading down the back straight, on board with Luke McIver. You'll see in the bottom right hand of the screen there the kilometres, 170, 180, getting up there. down the 100 metres and hard on the picks, and then when you go down to third here, to be very careful we don't lock that rear axle up. Someone having a bit of trouble there being out in the grass. That's quite a cool livery, that green one. The Corbin Winter, the fastest so far, a 19.59. Luke McIver a 21, Dalrymple a 22. So it's not about really just about getting a clean lap in, pretty much. The Corbin Winter gone green and a purple. He might go a wee bit quicker this time as he comes down across the stripe with that purple sector. And he goes an 18.7, goes a wee bit quicker, and he's got that truck looking nice and under control as he comes down through Parenco. Lifts the inside wheel. Ray Cotton is second quickest at 20.2. Luke McIver at 20.3. Adam Bell at 21.1. Oh, a wee bit of a slide there going on for Adam Bell. A couple of wheels on the inside grass. Now that's a cool looking truck, that one of Dalrymple's. He's just gone through the 22. Got a wee bit of work to do there in the truck is Dalrymple. And Mark Lister and Jimmy Carroll yet to post the time there. But Corbin Winter, the young fella, the 18.7, I say, time from all of last month, 17.3 from Billy Rowley from the Fast Eights. Probably see that a wee bit later on. Fastest sector 2 for Corbin Winter, 29.8, so he's sitting a place of light at the moment. Here he is, come down through the kink to reel off another one, 2 purple sectors under his belt, looking nice and tight as he comes down across the stripe again. 18.2, and his third sector wasn't the best one either. So he still goes quicker. There goes Mark Lister, is it? He jumps up to fourth, a 120.7, so a good lap from Mark Lister. Ray Cotton still holding on to that second place though, 20.2. McIver 20.3, Lister 20.7, and Bella 21.1. Bit surprised to see, I was going to say, bit surprised to see Dylan Dalrymple down to 6th, but he jumps up to second with a 19.7. It does it just in the nick of time. Corbin Winter on pole for the first Super Truck race here down at HOSS for the January leaderboards. And it will be Corbin Winter from Ray Cotton, from Dylan Dalrymple I should say. As the times on the screen don't reflect the ones starting on the grid. You got the 4 lights now, got all the cylinders firing in the trucks, and we're lights out and underway. These things like lighting the rears up. You can understand how light they are. A bit of argy-bargy going on there with a couple of the trucks, but it's Dalrymple leads the way. Someone has to take the grass. That might have been Ray Cotton perhaps, but it's Corbin Winter. Got his nose up the inside and will lead them down the draft line back straight for the first time from Ray Cotton. Cotton in the plain white truck, bit like his Holden, plain white, he quite like that. Wonder he hasn't got the 05 on the truck. You mentioned Peter Brock and his eyes glaze over. Oh, who's that out? Is that someone out? Corbin Winter it was, out in the grass. Dropped 3 spots just like that. Ray Cotton finds himself out in front, which he won't be used to being out in front, let alone in a truck. There goes Winter, lost a couple of spots. He actually gathered up not bad considering 3 or 4 trucks parked in behind him. He's driving the number 51. Oh, she's all going on and behind there. Mark Lister getting a bit of a server thing from Adam Bell, involved in that. Jimmy Carroll just managed to avoid most of that. So Mark Lister comes back on, but it's Ray Cotton that leads him from Luke McIver. Here's Jimmy Carroll. He's over the back of Archie West. Oh, a couple of them taking the grass. In fact, all of them through there, finding it pretty hard to make it through that Parenco corner. Someone out there, Corbin Winter, getting her all locked up and out in the grass, but keeping the foot up it. and is chasing down Luke McIver and Ray Cotton. Ray will be out in front, wondering what the hell's going on. Not used to being out in front. And Luke McIver just under a second, tucked in behind. Winter not too far behind either. A couple of them starting to get out of shape. That's the number 2, Adam Bell, out in the weeds. Still trying to get it back onto the track. Finally he gets it back on. Took him a couple of 100 metres though. But look at Luke McIver in the green and black truck. Right on the back of Ray Cotton now as they come into the Carter's Valuation hairpin. I think there's Jimmy Carroll in the back. So having troubles. Out of the hairpin. Now we've got Corbin Winter all over the back of McIver. Ray Cotton still leading in the plain white truck. Up through the right-handed kink onto the front straight to reel off lap number 2. And she's been pretty eventful so far. 8-lap race. And still Ray Cotton leads the way. Everyone putting the inside wheels up into the grass. And Luke McIver might get a bit of a touch from Winter as we're on board with the young fella. As we head down the back straight for lap 3, you'll see he's picked 4th gear nice and early. And that's them heading down towards John Jones Steel. No one really close enough to force a move at the moment. And just getting a wee bit of a slide going on there was Cotton. Forced to take a wee bit of the inside grass. Still doing a good job out in front though, into McKissick curve. Luke McIver on board with him. No way through, so it's just line of steer through here. Unless you can push someone out wide, like Cotton just about did through the right-hander kink and into the Carter's Valuation hairpin. Give him a wee knock, did he? We got a touching going on between those two. You might get away with it at Waimate, but you won't get away with it here at HOSS. And you don't want to turn him round, that's for sure. As they head down through the kink and onto the front straight again. There's a wee bump still there. Going defensive as Cotton, the middle of the track. Then comes back across left. Nice tidy run through Par & Co. So withstanding the pressure at the moment, Ray Cotton, but he's got 2 trucks tucked in behind and another one not too far away, and Dylan Dalrymple. Oh, who's that? Luke McIver locks it up and it goes off into the weeds there at the Marshall Transport sweeper, and all of a sudden Corbin Winter finds himself up to 3rd. I don't think there was any wrongdoing there from Corbin at all, and finds himself under a second now behind Ray Cotton. Now Corbin's probably done more simulator work than what Ray Cotton has, but they are pretty wide trucks. They go up through McKissick, doing a nice tidy job at the moment there is Ray, but he only takes one wee touch to unsettle the rear of that truck and then you're off. Corbin will also have to watch himself too that he doesn't cause a spin. Has a wee dive up the inside and gets the job done before they even pop out the other side. Good passing move there from Corbin, and there was no touching there going on. He knew exactly what he was doing. So Ray Cotton down to 2nd, and Dylan Dalrymple on a charge there in 3rd. Fastest lap of the race at 18.9 from Corbin Winter. Archie West just getting out in the weeds a bit hard to try and get it back onto the track. It's a Corbin Winter leads the way. There's McIver, who was running 2nd, but had that moment and found himself down in 4th. Dalrymple managed to get through at him. Dalrymple there in one of the long-nosed trucks as opposed to the cab over. Tyres will be nice and hot now, no doubt. And just taking it nice and smooth there, Dylan Dalrymple. You don't see much sliding coming from him. And who's that out in the grass? That's Corbin Winter. Comes back onto the track, just about collects Dalrymple. So Dalrymple up to 2nd. He gets it back under control though, and hangs on, drops back a spot to 3rd. So Dalrymple now under a 2nd behind Ray Cotton. Goes a wee bit wide coming out of the left-handed sweeper. On the run down through on the front straight. If Ray Cotton can hang on to this, then all his mates aren't going to hear the end of it for probably about 2 weeks. He's got 3 laps left to go. There's Ray Cotton. He's got Dylan Dalrymple, who's won 2 the RX8 races tonight. Coming up and behind him, the 29 truck. Corbin Winter there still in the 51 truck. Doing a good job there in 3rd. Luke McIver 4th in the green and black truck. Not too far behind him, Adam Bell. And then Jimmy Carroll, Mark Lister, Archie West. Through John Jones Steele, keeping it nice and tidy. Dylan Dalrymple. Just about a second and a half now. Haven't seen that truck go sideways the whole time we've been watching it. Got very much under control. A wee bit of a slide there perhaps. And you'll find there'd be 2nd gear coming out of there, or even 3rd, just looking at the screen. He's just keeping it in the 3rd. Can get quite busy trying to chop down through the gears. Still Ray Cotton, hats off to him. And 1.4 seconds the gap, so it's still staying about thereabouts. Luke McIver, fastest lap of the race now, 1:18.3 from 4th place. And then Adam Bell, 5th Jimmy Carroll. Ray Cotton's pretty much led most of the race, apart from the first sort of half a lap. And one would have thought that he would have been swallowed up quite easily by Dylan Dalrymple or Corbin Winter earlier on. But no, he's doing a good job out in front, Ray is. Dalrymple still under that 2nd, just tucked in behind, just waiting for him to run wide. Doesn't want to give him a helping hand. To do have replays, obviously, if someone does wang someone off the track, we can look back and dish out some penalties if we need to. Oh, it's the first time we've seen Dalrymple really get a slide going on, as he's starting to try. They'll come down and get the last lap board this time. Ray Cotton, 1 lap left to go. Dalrymple now half a second down into Par & Co. Winter not too far back either. So Winter's still with a chance if these two can upset one another. May be able to sneak in as they ride up on that curb, taking most of it. Trying to get round onto the back straight, but Dalrymple getting out of shape. And he's fallen back now into the clutches of Winter. He can forget about Ray Cotton out in front. He's going to have to go defensive now as Winter closing in down in the braking zone. 1 truck length between the two of them. Through John Jones Steele on the run up to McKissick. What can the young fella do? Put a bit of pressure on Dalrymple, that's for sure. He just started to get out of shape the last lap or 2 there, Dalrymple. And got the hairpin and a couple of corners to go. Got a good drive out of the McKissick curve there to young Corbin. Might have a dive up the inside once again and try and get side by. So he got the job done already. And a great passing move there from Corbin Winter to take back 2nd place. Here comes Dalrymple though, might try and have a dive at him as they come down towards the line. 1st, 2nd and 3rd. It's going to be Cotton's going to take a great race win. Corbin Winter, great passing move into the hairpin, will take 2nd. Dalrymple 3rd. Great stuff there on the super trucks. And then we go back a wee bit to Luke McIver there in the black and green truck. And then it'll be Adam Bell, Jimmy Carroll, Mark Lister, and Archie West comes through in 8th. But he'll get the pole position for race 2 here, the super trucks. Great stuff though from Ray Cotton. HSV, hats off to him. And he'll be going home and probably having a few tonight, celebrating that one for sure. Old Ray, mate. Loves his Holdens. He's a bit like Rat, who's got about 50 key rings hanging off the side of his blue Levi's. So, good effort. Ray Cotton taking his first race win. And we'll reverse him up, so it'll be Archie West Mark Lister off the front row, then Jimmy Carroll, Adam Bell, Luke McIver, Dylan Dalrymple, Corbin Winter and Ray Cotton off the back. As we wait for all 4 lights to go out, can you change the screen there, Hamish? Should be good. As they're off, down towards Par and Co. Not too sure who's got their nose in front, but I'm guessing it's going to be Archie West in the red truck. And it is. He comes out the other side from Mark Lister, then Luke McIver. Jimmy Carroll's in the act. Someone's getting out of shape there, the number 2, I think that's Adam Bell. And a couple of them getting out there. The young fella, Corbin Winter too, putting a couple of wheels out. Oh, bit of touch and go there, Ray Cotton on Jimmy Carroll as they head down towards John Jones Steel for the first lap of the reverse grid race. The Super Trucks, Mark Lister having a wee dive up the inside on Archie West. West still holding that outside line. Heck, God, he gets out in the grass. He'll lose a couple of spots there. And it's going to be Mark Lister from Luke McIver. Dylan Dalrymple, Corbin Winter finds himself up the back row of the grid, up to 4th. And who's this? Oh, a bit of a coming together there between Archie West, had nowhere to go. And I think it's it's Adam Bell a wee bit further back. Adam Bell there coming through. We'll go up a spot or 2. Look at this out in front. Be nice to have a nice close race like the one we just had. And it's Mark Lister from Luke McIver, Dylan Dalrymple, Corbin Winter. So it's 4 of the 4 trucks there. First lap down with 7 left to go. Mark Lister in front. A lot of the trucks taking a lot of that inside curb, bit of grass with it as well. Through into the Marshall Transport sweeper. Everybody looking nice and tight there at the moment as they head down the draft line back straight. Ray Cotton, the 5th place. He's just a wee bit further down the road. There he is there in the plain white truck. He'll be hoping that some of these guys up in front have a bit of mischief. Dalrymple in the 29 truck. Corbin Winter in the 51 truck. Truck 30 is Luke McIver. Out in front is Mark Lister, coming under all sorts of pressure now as they come through McKissick. Head back up to the wee right-handed kink. Up in the hairpin, we've seen quite a few passing moves up the inside. Who's this? It's Corbin Winter once again trying to poke his nose up the inside, but I think he's hit those tyres on the inside wall, on the inside there, and I'll tell you what, they don't move. I actually parked the truck on top of them when I had a go previous, and struggled to get off the things. So it's Mark Lister leads, McIver second, and no, was it Dalrymple? Dalrymple there. No, so we got Corbin Winter in 3rd, so it must have been Dalrymple had that moment, and it was recovered to 4th. A Ray Cotton right on the back of him, and about 10 seconds further down the track to Jimmy Carroll. But the top guys, not much between them. Lister running away with it by a second at the moment from McIver. In the black and green number 30. There he is there, the World of Heroes number 30. Up the straight towards McKissick. They off those tyres on the inside. Closing right on the back guards now of Mark Lister. Getting a nice wee race going on here to work into Corbin Winter's favour. Mind you, he's got Dalrymple all over his bumper, so not only is he trying to catch these two, he's also got some mirrors full of Dalrymple. Cotton still hanging on to 5th. Oh, big lock up there from Mark Lister, the race leader. Managed to keep it in a straight line. No way through for McIver. He had to sit back. So of course, the Super Truck racing we had a couple of weeks ago here at Levels, and coming up this weekend it's the Southern Classic at Levels Raceway, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. If you guys are floating around, you come on out. Should be a good weekend. The TKR are going to be there with the original V8 supercar, the next Jason Richards Angus Fogg supercar. Be doing demonstration laps at lunchtime and a few hot laps as well. So that'll be good to check that out. 25 years of TKR. You know, you've got to give it to David John. He sort of stuck with it. A lot of people thought that he had no money, or well, he obviously didn't have enough, but he certainly has stuck around and shut a lot of people up, I'd say, over the last few years when others would have given up. So that's something to look forward to. TKR at levels. Fastest lap of the race, Corbin Winter, a 1:17.8. So 3 or 4 seconds off the lead times in the fast eights. But these guys are racing pretty hard here. Luke McIver managed to get through on Mark Lister. Here comes Corbin Winter. 3 trucks all within 2 seconds of one another. There'll be another close race with 3 laps left to go. Down the draft line back straight, down to John Jones Steele. And Dalrymple's managed to drop back a wee bit off these 3. He had a wee bit of a moment. Oh, who was that having a moment? Mark Lister, was it? Open the door up for Corbin Winter. Winter goes through. Lister comes back on third, but loses a spot. And will lose a bit of momentum too, as here comes Dalrymple raging up in the number 29 machine. We know Dylan was pretty smooth in the race previous. Taking a lot of inside curb there was Lister. Bit of a panic mode trying to get back up to the front two, or running out the grass. Luke McIver coming under some pressure now from Corbin Winter. Oh, I'm not sure if he got a tap or not, but he heads in the field and into the tyres, comes back onto the track, and Ray Cotton will have to take avoiding action there around the outside. And now we've got Corbin Winter, the young fella, leading the race in the 51 truck with 2 laps left to go. I say 3 laps left to go. This one and 2 more. And it's the second back to Mark Lister and Dalrymple on the 29 truck. He'll be trying hard now. You've seen him take a nice tight exit there of the Marshall Transport sweeper. Brakes squealing a wee bit down there, or the tyres squealing. They head down through John Jones Steel. I was saying these trucks aren't limited to the 100 mile an hour, getting up to around 190 kilometres an hour down the back straight. Running the Euro trucks. They always look pretty cool. Always wonder why that one of these hasn't ended up here in New Zealand. Probably runs under different rules and regulations. No, there was a bit of bitch fighting going on amongst the super trucks here with the technicalities and stuff. Yeah, so that's probably why one of these hasn't come out, because it'd probably be a wee bit more technically advanced than these super trucks in New Zealand, that's for sure. Round into the sweeper, Adam Bell, the number 2, locking the fronts up. There's race leader. 2 laps left to go for Corbin Winter. On board with Mark Lister. See through here, 3rd gear. You can find most guys staying in 3rd gear. Plenty of torque. 3rd gear. Get her up to 4th and then sit back and relax. Scratch the old nuts, have a wee look out the window, see what the talent's like on the bank, and then we'll get down to the braking zone and fire a few anchors out, and hopefully the thing pulls up. You just see that the window just starting to pull away a wee bit out there in front. With a lap and a bit left to go. Bree McKissick. And they'll probably keep it in 3rd in through the hairpin too. Second gear's not got no go in it whatsoever, and you can risk locking the rears up. So we'll just keep her in 3rd, trundle around the corner, and then give it arm head from about here and see how we go. Yeah, a lot of understeer out on that curb. So last lap board will be coming out this time. Last lap board is out for these guys. So Corbin Winter looking for a race win in these super trucks. Dylan Dalrymple still 2 seconds further back in 3rd place and behind our on-board man Mark Lister. 3rd gear, 4th gear. And then wind it up. Get her up to around 190 odd clicks. So way past the 100 metre board. Brakes about now. Drop her into third, easy on the clutch. Hopefully she points in the right direction. About a quarter of a lap to go for Corbin Winter. Looking pretty sharp in the 51 truck. Lister doing a good job there in second place as well. As we come into the hairpin for the last time. Locking the inside wheel up the big truck. He's on board with the race leader was. Here he goes now. Going to come down and take the checkered flag. Corbin Winter keeping it around that 2 second mark. Great drive from the young fella. And takes the race win. Started off the back of the grid. And Mark Lister will come through for second. Dal Rimple third. And old Ray Mate comes through and takes fourth place. So winning a fourth place. See him in pretty good steed points wise. Luke McIver coming through in fifth. And then it'll be Adam Bell. Jimmy Carroll. Archie West. Bit of bad luck for him earlier on the race. It's a bit hard to recover from back there. So good stuff from Corbin Winter to hang off Mark Lister. Made a couple of good passing moves up the inside the hairpin and quite deservedly takes the race win for the Tier 2s. Super trucks here at Levels. Well, we'll have a quick break and we'll be back with States. Here go in the super trucks. Corbin Winter winning the, was it your first race of the HOSS Championship ever? You think the super truck you had it under control pretty good? I bet you don't. Yeah, some other cars probably better than that too.
Yeah.
Your favourite? Supercars, yeah, like many young people. Has the old man got plenty of money in the bank? He's gonna hook you up shortly with a race car?
No.
Throw you into 2K Cup for a season? Yeah, there's plenty of cars still lying around, no doubt. But congratulations, mate. Welcome to the Fast 8. Ray, I was just saying you probably, your mates are going to hear about that one for the next couple of weeks for sure. What do you think of that? You did a pretty composed job out in front there.
Give me another 14 gears.
Yeah, it's a bit like that, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty dodgy. Big difference from the real thing.
Yeah, well, you're obviously a truckie.
Yeah, well, I try my best.
Probably the only one in the whole field that actually drives one.
Yeah, probably. In fact, we've got the same work with it.
Oh, well, I'm sure your workmates will look forward to a bit of an ear bollocking tomorrow from you.
Oh, yeah, I'll worry about that.
No worries.
Yes.
Congratulations, Ray. Good job. Too far away from the qualifying session for the fast date. These super trucks here at Levels. Software issue on a couple of them at the moment. So loaded and he will fire away. 5-minute qualifying session. Tier 2 drivers. These guys go the fast 8. Should be pretty close stuff as well. So you have to get your ass down here to HOSS for this month's leaderboards of February. We're in a wee 6-speed sequential mini. Track was that one again, Hamish? Corbel Park. Yeah, maybe the old touring car track there, Corbel Park, so the minis, and then one of the V8 supercars as well. Have a V8 supercars one each month. So, do want to feature in the fast date, the tier 2 or even the tier 3s, then come down, set a time on the board, see how you get on. Qualifying now underway. Got Jimmy Carroll here on race director for this one. The Dallas Reed head in the 20 truck. There he bears in one of these big beasts. Morgan Dorr, Andrew Bruce, Paul Latu, Leah Garrity's Braden Carroll, and Michael Pateman. Just the 5-minute qualifying. Come down to reel off their first lap. Pretty obviously out laps for those ones. Don't want to be out in the dirt either, otherwise you'll get your lap time deleted. Take too much grass. Early at the moment, fastest out lap 25. Time's come down, that's for sure. Three number 20 trucks there. How's that? Real good. Good hit. The one at 4. Oh, there we go. Two over the back shoulder with the first fuck's sake of the night. The old ponytail coming around and whacking him in the eyes again. The falling out the back of the helmet. Won't be liking that too much. Takes the honours of the first F-bomb of the season, Paul Latu. Billy Rout. 20 truck, or one of the number 20 trucks, goes quickest at 118.1. Well, roughly what they do, the trucks do round level. Teens, the quick guys. Back to Alex Little just breaking the track record a couple of weeks ago. Good for many years. I think 2003, I think Andrew Porter set the race lap record. 118.1. 2.4 I think it was, and then Alex Little did a 118.024 just a week and a half or so ago out there at Levels. Good for a long time. 2 down the back straight. Nice to have different numbers on those trucks, Hamish, if we could. Fortunately there's not many. Yeah. Someone out in the dirt, is that Dallas Redhead? He's in the motion simulator tonight, just bouncing up and down there as he goes off track and moves around all over the place when it's got the truck dialed into it. He's bouncing away like a yo-yo over there. Latu in Ray Cotton's truck. Team Holden driving the white truck. What? So Ellie and Dor both running the identical trucks. Dallas Redhead's third fastest at 121. Ellie and 18.1's the time to beat. To Ed. Jumped up to 4th. What? In the fastest sector now, 25. Purple first sector. And pretty smooth. Goes through McKissick. Very easy on the throttle if you're in third gear. Not too rear sliding out too much. Who's going alright though? Second place at 1.0. 7/10ths over Morgan Dorr in third place. Ellie goes in a 17.3. Purple sectors. Oh, well done. Pretty happy with that one because up 15 Latu and 19.0. Couple of trucks to top lap. Come through. Truck 51, Blair Gavity's hit the poster time. And he jumps up to 6th. Absolutely. Bad wee recovery there from Blair Gavity's. Oh, Carol and Gavity's Redhead and Papeman off the back. 8-lap race. First Super Truck race for the fast dates for the month of January here at Levels Raceway. Goes Latu. Shot previous. Andrew Bruce. Old Ranger in there getting all worked up, waiting on the lights. And away we go. Here's Braden Carroll. We head down towards Par & Co. Oh, bit of a touch there further back, the 51 truck. I think that was in Blair Gavity's. Keep it out of shape. That was Latu. I think it's gone down a few spots. Down to 4th, 5th. And he's gone down heaps, but Paul Latu. Give him some of those keys into the side of his leg again as they head down the back straight. Billy Rowley, Andrew Bruce, Morgan Dorr, Blair Gabbardies, Harold and Latu's gone from 2nd down to 6th and half a lap. Down through John Jones Steele. The first lap. Plus Redhead, Michael Pateman at the back. All pretty close together, line and stern, the whole lot of them. Someone else here just getting out grass. Deal with these things, and very easy to drift sideways. Well, no, that's not the fastest way to go. Big lock up there from one of the trucks. You know, ABS and these things. Through the left-handed sweeper. A bit of curve there. There's Latu still in 6th. Got Redhead in behind him. Then Pateman. Rear of the pack. Down across the line to reel off lap number 1. Someone's having a wee look up the inside. Was that Gabbardies trying to have a go at Morgan Dorr in the 51 truck? That is Gabbardies' 1 truck. Down through Marshall Transport. Valley out 2.7. Starting to run away with it there out front. Fastest in qualifying by a couple of laps. Yes, it's going to make it very interesting in the reverse grid. Fast guys starting off the back of the next one. Billy Rowley, 3 seconds back to Andrew Bruce, who's got a half a second back to Morgan Dorr. Here we go here. Drew McKissick keeping the pressure on there. Morgan Dorr in the 20 truck. Andrew Bruce in the 29 truck. Through the right-hander into the braking zone. One keeping it nice through there. Lane in 3rd gear. Running a wee bit wide there, the 29 truck. Puts a wheelie out in the grass and ends up on the opposite side of the track. That was Andrew Bruce, was it? Still going down the front straight, trying to gather it up. And it gets in the way of Latu, who finds himself up into 4th after all that. Works his way through. Yeah, not too sure who that 51 truck is. I think that's Gabbardies. But he's all over the place at the moment, that's for sure. Down through the Marshall Transport sweeper, down the back straight. Look at Rowley, he's long gone. 5.5 seconds after 3 laps. 2 laps, I should say. No limiters on these things, so you can wind them right up down the braking zone. The Euro racing trucks, speed manuals. R2 got Andrew Bruce in the 29 truck all over the back of him. Drew McKissick. There's Gabbardies in the 51 truck going wide again. And in fact, he must have had a spin there, is he, Gabbardies? I'm quite sure. Down another spot anyway. Redhead's managed to get through on him. Bruce there in the 29. Tucked in behind Latu. So Andrew Bruce will have to watch himself if he's going to line Latu up, that he doesn't wear a bit of fish being flicked out the window by Latu as he has a bit of a drag down the front straight. Down into Parenco S's. Barely for that 7.5 seconds out in front. Lap 4. Running away with it there at the moment. Morgan Dorr place. And not too much between him, Braden Carroll, Paul Latu, Andrew Bruce. Those 3 trucks are all close together now. Well, 4 trucks in fact. Bit of a gap to Dallas Redhead and Gabbardies right up behind Redhead. Bruce just going a wee bit wide. Exit of McKissick, Aintree McKissick. There he is there. 3 seconds back from him is Redhead. Rowley, just look at that time difference here. between himself and Morgan Dorr, just slowly growing a wee bit at a time now. Fastest lap of 1:17.04 for Billy Rowley. And down to 8.2 seconds. Morgan Dorr. Aidan Carroll still hanging on the third. That was who was that? Latu taking to the grass. Takes that a fair bit apparently, but also at levels. Bruce tucked in behind him, then Redhead. Seconds out for Billy Rowley to walk. Doing it with one arm at the moment is Billy Rowley. Interesting for him to fight through the next race from the back of the grid. Gavity's there, tucked in behind Redhead. That's Pateman going off at the end of the back straight. Another one of those number 20 trucks. The battle here between Redhead, the other number 20 truck, and Gavity's in the 51. The slide going through the right-hander, locking it up. Redhead going wide, should open the door up for Gavity's. Gavity's is through to 6th. Battle out in front. 2nd and 3rd actually. These trucks are identical. These trucks in there, all the number 20. These guys are running 2nd and 3rd. Braden Carroll and Dorr hanging on to that 2nd place at the moment, just by the half a second. 3 seconds back to Latu. There from Carroll, like sliding things around a bit. And Latu in the background starting to come under some pressure from Andrew Bruce. Pretty quiet night, Andrew Bruce. Normally we'd see him podium at least once a night. Pretty quiet back there in 5th place, hounding the shit out of Paul Latu at the moment. Billy Rowley, 9.3 seconds and growing. Yep, battle here for 2nd and 3rd, still going on. Braden Carroll trying to get through on Morgan Dorr. Come down and get the last lap board this time. Come through. Next time. Still another lap and a bit left to go. Pateman down the back, he's a couple of moments. The end of the back straight, so he's 7.5 seconds off of Dallas Redhead, 7th. All Billy Rowley at the moment. 9 seconds, lap and a half left to go. Oh, getting a wheel out in the grass, Braden Carroll. Oh, and that's another F-bomb coming from over there, hard into the fence. That's going to let Latu through, and Andrew Bruce. That's really ruined his race, Braden Carroll. He's gone from fighting for 2nd down to 7th place by the time he gathers the thing up. Lucky Pateman so far back. In fact, here comes Pateman now. Might actually make a spot up. We look up the inside of Braden Carroll. It's a real shame going from 3rd to 7th. Space of 1 corner. So leader has gone through. Last lap board out for him. Some come through. Andrew Bruce finds himself up in 4th. The tail there of Paul Latu to Marshall Transport sweeper for the last time. The scratch race. Doing a good job though, Latu. Race isn't over yet. Barely at that 9.3 seconds, which has been for the last lap or two. Buttoning off a wee bit. Dorr also doing a good job in 2nd there. All the pressure's gone now that Carroll disappeared off the end of the back straight. Paul Latu's 5 seconds further down in the third. So the leader should just about be coming through. Rally, you can see buttoning off now back to door. We'll probably take about a 6 second lead. And the rally comes through, does take the race win. Then we go back to second place. It's going to be Morgan Dorr. Latu's going to hang on for third. Andrew Bruce, fourth place. Then we'll go back 5 or so seconds to Blair Gabbardies, who at the moment sitting fifth. Come through and hang on to that. Dallas Redhead sixth, and Braden Carroll throwing it all away with a lap and a bit left to go. And Michael Pateman finishes second. Finishes eighth, I should say. Great stuff there from the Super Trucks, and race antics going on. Near the fence, there we go, look at that one. Pretty good. Bruce. Actually, he wasn't in the battery. Congratulations, Billy Rowley, and Paul Latu featuring on the podium. So we'll reverse them up. Last race of the night, the January playoffs for the fast eights. Braden Carroll, wow, what can he do from the front row? Surely you think he should be able to get away with this one. 8 laps, reverse grid for the second race of the night for the fast eights. Away we go as we head down towards Parenco S. Oh, someone's struggling to get it away, getting a bit of a push from behind. Looks like he's got a wheel out, that truck in front. He's got something going wrong with his front wheels, that's for sure. He's actually coming back on, and it's whoever's in the motion simulator there. I think that's Dallas Redhead. A lot of noise coming from over in his direction with it jumping around all over the place as he goes off the track. But it's going to be Pateman from Andrew Bruce, Blair Gabbardies, Redhead. Braden Carroll finds himself down in 7th, so he was the one that struggled to get it off the line, and I thought he had something wrong with the steering there, going by the look at the front wheel, getting off the grid, but spun her up, got a bit of a push from behind. Who's that going off? Paul Latu it might have been. He's in the white truck, isn't he? A bit hard when all these trucks look the same, that's for sure. Round into the hairpin. Andrew Bruce is going to lead from Blair Gabbardies. So Michael Pateman, Dallas Redheads, hand grenades up there in the top 4. And we'll see how if they can keep it all together. Everyone running the same line out there in the grass. Come down through the kink to reel off the first lap. Andrew Bruce leads from Gabbardies. Gabbardies in truck 51. Oh, that's Pateman there, the first of the number 20 trucks. Redhead in behind him, Latu on to 5th. Billy Rowley and Braden Carroll starting off the front row of the grid. Really would have thought that he could have been in the dark horse. Finds himself at the back there with Morgan Dorr right on his bumper. Who's that up the inside of Latu? I think it's Rowley trying to find a way through. Still side by side. Latu giving him room. He's just got a bumper up the inside as they go into McKissick Curve. Still side by side, the two of them. Rowley might have given him a wee love tap on the inside saying, "Here's your father." And at the end of the day, here's your mother rather, or here's your sister. And Rowley gets the job done. Oh, and he gets out in the dirt, Rowley. And he's going to go down a couple of spots. Just lock the brakes up. And when you're coming in the hairpin there, if you get it in the grass out on the left, it sort of runs downhill, which sucks you in. And that's what happened to Billy Rowley. Finds himself now down the back, 2 laps down. He's 6 laps to go. It's a big ass from to fight back from there, that's for sure. As Andrew Bruce still hangs on to it from Gabbardies. And it's Redhead, Pateman. Latu's probably in not too bad a spot there, even though he's in 5th. These guys in front can upset one another. Look at that, 4, 5 in a row, 6 in a row. Pretty damn good. Front two have run away with it a wee bit. Then it's Redhead, Pateman, Latu. Braden Carroll's made up a spot already on Morgan Door. Then the rally, that kind of in recovery mode, taken to the grass again, Rowley. On board with Billy Rowley now from the back of the pack. This is how busy it is in front. He's only one decent prang away from gaining a few spots. Down into the hairpin. Keeping it in third gear. No way of doing the switch over. He'll try and do that switch over there. Has he got the room up the inside? No, he hasn't. There's Morgan Door. That's my line. And takes that position back. Down through the kink and onto the front straight to reel off. Lap number 3. Andrew Bruce still hanging on. This is Carroll trying to go around the inside of Latu in the white truck. Latu defends well. Into the sweeper we go. Big handfuls of lock there from Carroll. Trying to keep it in a straight line. You can see in his mirror there in the middle of the screen. A good battle going on behind too from Door and Rowley. But this is the battle up in front. Look at the lineup of trucks we got here in the reverse grid. Still Andrew Bruce from Redhead. He's out to about 4 seconds now, Andrew Bruce. Redhead's managed to get in front of Gabbity's somewhere off shot. The Gabbity's down to third, and look what he's got lining up behind him. Pateman, Latu, Carroll. Not too far away would be Rowley. You know, Door's not too far away either by the time these two guys close up. And the two number 20 trucks at the back. Get on the back of Braden Carroll there. He's tucked in behind R2 in that white truck. In the 5th place. I'll come down and it'll be, I think, 4 laps left to go. Andrew Bruce, fastest lap of the race, a 1:18.5. Looking pretty sharp from him. Through Par and Co we go. It's Redhead. Cavities, Pateman. Good race this one. Cavities just locks a wheel up, goes wide. Allows Pateman to get right on his bumper as they head down the back straight this time. Not really much in the way of drafting in these big things. And even if you were getting a bit of a tow and you pull out into that wind, still no way through. They've been quite defensive, Latu. Holding middle of the track down the back straight. Carroll, Rowley and Door closing right up on the back of him now. Going to be a 6-way battle shortly. Rue McKissick. Andrew Bruce just stretching that lead out to 4.4 seconds. Gabbity's over Dallas Redhead. Then Gabbity's a second and a half back. Then it's the rest of these guys. Into the Carter's valuation hairpin. Look at this. I think that was Gabbity's getting a bit of a touch from Michael Pateman, who gets a bit of a touch from Latu. We're all holding each other up now as they come through the left-hander down onto the front straight. Gabbity's was lucky. He didn't get turned around there. Latu was also lucky. He didn't get swamped from behind. It was Braden Carroll and Billy Rowley trying to find their way through. Two of the faster guys. It looks like Billy Rowley's got the job done over Braden Carroll. Or maybe not, still side by side the two of them, and eventually he gets his nose through. Morgan Door wants to have a wee go as well. Morgan Door at the rear of these number 20 trucks. Oh, 51. Who's that? That's Blair Gabbity's. Did hear another F-bomb over there somewhere. It was obviously him running third and now down to 6th. One mistake and you get swamped up. With a couple of laps left to go for the South Canterbury Tyre Centre Super Trucks here at Levels. Blair Gabbity's going down another one, and looks like Morgan Door's going to push him out wide too, back out in the grass. Blair Gabbity's gone from 3rd to 8th, and yeah, that's a bit of a shock run there, but it just goes to show you how close these guys are in behind with 2 laps left to go. Latu all over the back of Pateman now, looking for a way through the left-hander. Try and do the old up and under. The head up to the kink. Andrew Bruce, fastest lap of the race, a 1:18.3. Latu now, has he got a bit of a run around the outside of Pateman? I don't know if he can make it stick there or not. There's Andrew Bruce, the leader in the 29 truck, keeping it nice and smooth. He'll be keeping an eye on the times, know how much of a lead he's got. And he's heading down the back straight with 2 to go. So it's Redhead in second. Latu's managed to get up to third. And then it's Rowley from the back row of the grid up to fourth with the lap and a half left to go. Rowley on the back of Latu as they head down towards John Jones Steel. Latu pulls out, has a look. Rowley pulls out, has a look. Latu goes defensive, stays middle of the track. Makes that a very wide truck indeed. And as long as he just keeps it nice there, Latu should be alright. That was Braden Carroll getting a couple of wheels out in the grass. He's looking for a way through too. These 3 trucks, just about 4 through McKissick. Having a great wee ding-dong battle here. This is for the minor. This is for the 3rd place. Latu in 3rd at the moment. And any one of these 3 guys in behind can take it out as well. But forget about Andrew Bruce out in front. He's just out and having a bit of a cruise through the left-hander. Another fastest lap of the race. 1:18.05 from Andrew Bruce. Latu still hanging on to that 3rd place down the front straight. There is Andrew Bruce. Keeping it nice in the 29 truck. Sliding around it all, just punching around in the 3rd. Tucker in the 4th down the back straight. Here's this battle for 3rd. Still Latu hanging on. Rowley wants his way through. Braden Carroll's there. Morgan Dorr as well. The minutes to drop. Michael Pateman a wee bit further back. Blair Gabbady's down the back after running 3rd. Latu. Here goes Rowley. Has a wee look down the inside, but he's not deep enough. Pulls back in behind. Oh, that's Braden Carroll with a big slide going on. But he gathers it up as Rowley gets a couple of wheels out in the grass. Here's the race leader coming around for the last time. Doing it easy out in front, 6.8 seconds. Back to Dallas Redhead. Battle still continuing for 3rd place further back. Latu still hanging on to that by a couple of tenths. Here's the race leader though. He's going to take a race win, Andrew Bruce. Congratulations for him. Redhead will come through and take 2nd place, 9 seconds further down. There he is. Then we go back to Latu. Can he still hang on to it? Rowley will want to have a dive at him on the line. And Latu prevails, takes out a podium position. Rowley takes 4th. Braden Carroll 5th. Morgan Dorr. Michael Pateman. Then at the back of the pack will be Blair Gabbady's in the 51. Some great stuff there from the super trucks. Yeah, look at that. We lost some wheels that come back on. Ends up over the bank there. And a couple of burnouts going on too in the background by the sound of it. So that's great stuff down here at HOSS for the first playoffs for the January. A couple of new winners tonight in the forms of Ray Cotton and also 2 young Corbin Winter. So great stuff. Do come down and get your name on the monthly leaderboards. It is the mini 6-speed sequential this month plus the V8 supercar, and set your fastest time on the leaderboard and you could make it in. So points for the night. Overall standings after round 1, Billy Rowley 394 points, Morgan Dorr 12 further back on 382, Andrew Bruce 3rd, Braden Carroll, Dallas Redhead 5th, Blair Gabbady's in the end sits in 6th. We wouldn't be too unhappy about that. Paul Latu 7th, Corbin Winter 8th on 336, and Mark Lister, Michael Pateman rounds out your top 10 very, very early on in the championship. So very good racing tonight. Heard from Hamish early on the points. Got a new format this year. $3,000 up for grabs at the end of the year. So, and some trophies. Billy Rowley takes the night out, 394 points. Billy Rowley takes the trophy for January. Congratulations, Billy. Racing tonight. It's a good close racing, so come down, set your time, and we'll catch you again for the February runoffs, which will be about another 4 weeks' time. And we'll be live streaming that as well from down here at HOSS. In the meantime, Paul Lankers is signing off. We will see you next month.